Put it on Facebook.
That didn't make any sense.
It was a Lima Freya joke.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, hey. Hey, want to go to town? Yeah, it's Kenny. What up? What do you mean? Of course I know it's 9:30. The Morderstag isn't here today. I already ordered a 20-check cab. Come on, what is this? Let's go. Alright, fine. Hey, what's this? P1.m4v. Gush, Historical Perspective by Ali Putterman. This looks interesting. Gotta get my culture on. There are some things which I was led to expect about Gush a priori to my arrival. I conducted a thorough historical analysis based on all the sources, psyche, and style of their authors. I discovered a number of troubling changes between what Gush was then and what it is now.
Here we go, we're at the Parsha Soccer auction every year. Sorry, this year the auctioneers were kind of boring. You missed Isaac Lynn's this year, that was pretty funny. This year the only time anyone will be allowed to bid on 1 hour of learning with Rabbi Aaron Lichtenstein will be those who can handle it. So, all right, got 100 shekel drive the Shimmels, come on, $4,000, $5,000, $7,000. No, 200 shekel, 300 shekel, got 300 shekel, Holzer, where are you, Holzer, no, 600 shekel, 700 shekel, 700 shekel, 800 shekel, Mayor Lady, so, come on up. Man, you can't borrow 800 shekels.
Hello there. How are you? Good. Good. What do you want to learn today?
I'm good.
Why are you nervous? Maybe it's an existential experience you haven't understood yet. Or, I don't even know.
He's talking about that, please.
Scratch your back, man. The truth is, there's more Kedusha, quoted by the Ketzois, that explains that it's important to scratch someone's back. So I'll scratch someone's back. Ring, ring.
Yeah? 55. Sorry.
Burger's bar, okay. I'll see you later. Table to table. Excellent program. I started myself 40 years ago when I came to Israel. But the truth is, I got a gift once from my great nephew. Table card, this big. I said, I don't want it. There's no value. It's a card.
Perhaps part of the Shonabek deficiency is rooted in Rotarigan's somewhat militant recruitment tactic to enlist students finishing Shana at other institutions.
Welcome, Torah Traga. I'll tell you, there's a lot of complaints about Gush, a lot of criticism. It's not a warm enough place. Say it's very cold, chilly, frigid. I've decided to institute, I think you guys think you have a kesher with the Ramim. Could you speak to them? We instituted now the new hug dance. I started it last night. You go to the guy, give him a nice hug, and you dance. We're going to do it now during morning Seder, afternoon Seder, night Seder, and lunch. I think this should work to make it a warmer place. Now, once you decide to come to Gush, the thought's going to be about which year to switch into. I'll be the first person to understand, believe me, you switch to Rav Aaron's year. I mean, he may not be the God. He's definitely one of them. He's no mere mortal. I mean, this guy is no mere mortal. But I think switching to his year a little premature. The other option is Rabbic shear. can't warn you enough against that decision. I think I consider myself and Rabik Shir polar opposites. Rabik, he believes in no kesher. Me, the hug dance. I mean, he believes you sit down and read the Gemara. I read the abridged version, I skim in ideas. He believes in reading the Rishonim, I read the Koves Yisod of Hakiros. I mean, if I had to give an analogy to sum up the differences between our shears, I'd say he brings in the couch. There's no house. I build the house. I mean, what happens when it rains, huh? What happens when it rains? I don't think he knows the answer to that. So I think switching to a shear, big mistake. Big mistake. Now, I've had to say, I think the best thing about Gush is the ability to balance the Ruchnius and the Gashmius. In terms of Ruchnius, there's been a lot of complaints that this yeshiva, people go off the derech. No, you're a Shemayim here. So I realized this in my Shana Aleph, and I've instituted the new Parsha Musar. Every day during morning Seder for 3 hours. The Parsha segment involves a brief reading of the first sentence. The Musar segment involves me speaking. Which, as you can see, is great, and it just gets greater. In terms of the Gashmias, you say, what does Rav Tarragon know about Gashmias? I mean, who do you think founded the football team? What do you think? Who you think was the president, the founder, the quarterback? Me. You might not have noticed. I do a lot of stuff behind the scenes. But really, it was who do you think got everyone to come to practice? You think Murad, he's a kid in Gush, went around and made everyone go and then say, practice now, practice now, practice now? No, that's not what happened. I sent out text messages. I mean, who do you think photocopied the playbook? Me. I mean, okay, granted, it came a couple of weeks after the season. It was still me. Now, I think that there's a very important line that needs to be told, though, when doing this battle. Very important line. And I give this in a story to learn from me. I always think that's the best way to learn. And, no, it's not to brag. Of course not. Not to brag. But it just, I think the best way to learn is you look at the Ram, you learn from him. So, I was a big fan of the rock when I was young. Not the rock, the wrestling, the rock genre of music. Really related very deeply to me. It was deep-seated in my heart. But I couldn't go to the concerts. I couldn't find myself. Not to judge you. Not to judge you. You and me are totally different. I think you guys are probably great. I might be a little greater. Also, when I was younger, I think I was a little bit greater. But really not to judge you. So I felt like the concerts weren't the place for me. The promiscuous activities, the overuse of drugs. I mean, you know about me and weed from before I was born. But, I still found that this wasn't the place for a Ben Torah to be. Now, I know that not all of you are going to come to Gush for Yeshana Bet. So I think that there's one thing I could tell you. The one thing I tell my community is the most important thing to give over in a year. And this is Dvar Torah about Purim. You know, they say what Achashverosh did. He took the woman, put them in the bath for 6 months, made them this for 6 months. Now, this is the ideal way to go. The ideal way to go, because I have to tell you one thing. Don't marry a girl until you have no kavanah during Shemona Esrei. You say, Rabbi, I already don't have kavanah during Shemona Esrei. No, lav davka. Lav davka. It means every time. It means when you go to the bathroom, who do you think about? Her hapad. When you go to sleep, what do you think about? Her hapad. And when you go to brush your teeth, what do you think about? Her hapad. Now, I tell you this only because this is the most important way to go. So the one thing, look, if you can't experience Gush, you can't experience me to the fullest, make sure before you get married, you know what you think about.